Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. On Monday, following a weekend marred by violence, the president of Raise Your Voice St. Lucia, Catherine Sealy, has accused the National Security and Justice Minister, Herman Gil Francis, of focusing more attention on his political ambitions than solving crime on the island. Rochelle Gonzalez reports.
On March 1st, National Security and Justice Minister Senator Herman Gil Francis was named as the endorsed United Workers' Party candidate for the Vieux Fort South constituency, where he will go up against former Prime Minister Dr. Kenny Anthony. This has raised many eyebrows, including those of Raise Your Voice President Catherine Sealy, who questioned Francis's capability to lead his ministry as an elected minister as opposed to a senator. Sealy gave Francis a failing grade in light of the continuously rising number of violent crime and homicides. She questioned whether his political aspirations are preventing him from executing his duties adequately.
You have a Minister of National Security who is failing at being the Minister of National Security, but he's interested in being a politician so that he can become a minister instead of a senator. I want to know what is going to be the difference being a senator and being a minister, because it doesn't really hold a difference. You hold a ministry, you hold responsibilities, you need to create legacy. You need to have success stories, you need to have something. What is it that he has that he feels so confident in his success when it comes to crime, when it comes to justice, when it comes to security in St. Lucia, that he feels he should be a full-blown politician to become a minister, to be in charge of the same ministry? So I want to find out if there is success in minister, but no success in senatorship.
The Raise Your Voice president said the weekend of crime is an example of what ministerial neglect has led to. She expressed the feeling of deep frustration and helplessness following the brazen homicide of Hermia Lord, a mother of 3, who on Saturday, March 20th was gunned down in broad daylight at the Grosley bus stand in Castries. Sealy said she's left to wonder whether anyone is even listening to the many pleas to put measures in place to end such brutality in St. Lucia.
I am asking myself, whatever I say, what is going to be the difference to what I said when Stephanie was found on the roadside by Pigeon Point, when the young lady was found over the precipice in Soufrière, when Kimberly DeLeo Williams was found inside of her home, when the homeless woman was thrown at Cicero by the garbage, when the other young lady was shot and killed at Pigeon Point, when the other one was burned in the car at Pigeon Point. What is the difference to that I say, that I said before? That didn't make a difference, that didn't create an impact, that didn't make the government and the police and everybody else realize we needed to do something. What do I say today? Because I am there feeling as if you're watching that Groundhog's Day movie and things are happening over and over and over, and then you say the same thing over and over and again. And then you ask yourself, but why?
Sealy said the government's inaction and misplaced focus is simply empowering the criminals.
People don't care. People are bold. People will do what they have to do because the government is not doing what it has to do. They have not given the police the resources. They have not given them the training. They have not upgraded the capacity of the forensic laboratory. They are not putting any social infrastructure in place to take care of the whatever it is they call rehabilitating children at the Boys Training Center, at the New Beginnings Children's Home, in the family court, in the Department of Human Services. All these things are connected. Bodily for correctional facility has to be spoken about as well because it is a security risk. The things that are happening there is a violation of human rights in all its glory.
Sealy said it is time that the government is held accountable for failing to keep the people of the nation safe. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
First National Bank was the target of thieves over the weekend. Sources within the financial institution spoke with Hot 7 TV News' Rochelle Gonzalez.
First National Bank was the target of thieves over the weekend. Sources within the financial institution spoke with Hot 7 TV News' Rochelle Gonzalez.
Police are investigating the apparent break-in of the First National Bank along Bridge Street after intruders reportedly entered and exited through the roof of the building. According to reports, the incident occurred in the early hours of Sunday morning. However, nothing of value was taken from the premises. It is believed that the bandits allegedly entered through the adjacent abandoned building that once housed a KFC outlet. This in itself raises issues of abandoned buildings and the security risks that they pose, especially in the Castries area. One banking official stated that the break-in was a sign of pure desperation. Whilst he declined an interview, he explained that the break-in is also a sign of the times where people would take such risks to make money. He said that the case is ongoing and that the police are working diligently to apprehend the intruders. The bank official neither denied nor admitted whether there were any possibilities that the break-in was an inside job. However, he said he would like to believe that all employees have the best interest of the bank in heart. With that said, he indicated that times like these highlights the importance of treating employees from management to the janitors with respect, so that disenchantment will not lead to such occurrences. He went on to thank the Royal St. Lucia Police Force for the efforts that they are making towards solving this case. At this time, police have no suspects in custody in relation to the crime. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
St. Lucia is gearing up to welcome its first international cruise ship since the closure of the sector amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Come July, Royal Caribbean Cruise Line will return to St. Lucia's shores, where the country will be ready to receive vessels amid the most stringent safety measures. Nisha Charles tells us more.
Following considerable dialogue with local authorities, Royal Caribbean Cruise Line has signaled the return of the cruise industry to St. Lucia mid-July, after more than a year. That call will see Celebrity Millennium making its first voyage of the season to the destination, as well as the sister islands and home ports of St. Martin and Barbados. The public relations manager of the St. Lucia Tourism Authority, Jerry Georges, says that safety will be of paramount importance.
Preliminary discussions with Royal Caribbean include a commitment that both passengers and crew over the age of 18 years would all have been vaccinated, full compliance to pre-arrival COVID-19 testing, and that tour operations would be conducted within a green corridor or bubble. Additionally, all persons disembarking would be subject to the standard protocols of wearing of a face mask, physical distancing, and sanitizing. The overall aim is to ensure that while the cruise sector can continue to benefit the local economy, as a collective, we too can also ensure that our local populace is kept safe.
A special committee has been established to provide oversight to the resumption of cruise tourism, which includes the Ministry of Tourism, the Ministry of Health, Port Health, the St. Lucia Air and Seaports Authority, Invest St. Lucia, Customs, Immigration, Port Security, the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, the St. Lucia Tourism Authority, and cruise agencies Cox and Company Limited and Foster & Inns.
Dialogue with all key sector agencies have delved into the health and safety facet, which remains of paramount interest. Over the next few weeks, the dialogue will be heightened with suppliers and operators. The committee will meet regularly to closely review and approve protocols for the resumption of the cruise industry, port health procedures, review of the terminal and its operations, and logistics for the execution of excursions within protocol.
Discussions continue with several cruise partners, which aim to see more vessels schedule their calls into Port Castries in the near future. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
Over the weekend, social media was abuzz with photographs of many social gatherings at beaches around the island. Many have stated that they are vaccinated and will be returning to normal life. 2 medical doctors are cautioning against reckless behavior, stressing that 1 dose of the COVID-19 vaccine does not give full immunity from the virus.
Over the weekend, scores of individuals were seen in mass gatherings at various points of the island. On Sunday, videos went viral of individuals at Pigeon Point socializing and blatantly disregarding COVID-19 health and safety protocol. Many people have been heard making the point that they have received their jab and believe they can now return to life as normal. Medical doctor and junior member of the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association, Tiffany Haynes, says this notion is far from the truth. Dr. Haynes explained what the vaccine does and cautioned the masses to remember that one dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine does not give full immunity from the virus.
First of all, we have not been fully vaccinated as yet. All of us who have received the first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine have not reached full immunity because we require 2 doses of the vaccine. And therefore, we are at risk for contracting COVID-19 still. Secondly, as with all vaccines, the AstraZeneca vaccine only reduces the severity of the infection if you do contract it, meaning your risk of severe disease and needing to be hospitalized will be reduced. A vaccine essentially prepares your own immune system to fight the actual infection by making it easier to recognize portions of the virus, meaning you can recognize the enemy quicker and neutralize them faster before they overwhelm you.
The medical fraternity continues to be concerned as reports indicate that Europe has begun its 3rd wave of the virus. Another junior member of the SLMDA, Dr. Jamie Medard, implored members of the public to continue adhering to the protocols that have been established as St. Lucia is not out of the woods yet.
So this is why it is still important to wear your mask, wash your hands frequently, or use hand sanitizer when soap and water are not available. And importantly, to physically distance yourself from others that are not in your immediate household. It is important to remember that not because we have started vaccinating our population that we should become complacent with the established protocols.
To date, St. Lucia has recorded over 4,000 COVID-19 cases, and while over 20,000 individuals have received their first dose of the vaccine, St. Lucians are being urged to remember that one dose of the vaccine does not mean that life has returned to normal. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
Meanwhile, a recently recovered COVID-19 patient sat with Hot 7 TV News on Monday to speak on his experience battling and overcoming COVID-19.
While at work one day, just fell sick. I got a headache, really bad headache, pain in the neck, pain in the back, and I asked to leave. I went home. When I did, I got a fever, and that lasted for a couple of days. I was taking like Panadol Ultra and paracetamol and these things to try and help, because I assumed it was either the flu or at one point I thought it was dengue. But my boss asked me to get tested, and I did, and a couple of days later I found out that I was positive for COVID-19. I stayed home in isolation, home quarantine, for about 8 or 9 days, and then started feeling tightness in the chest, shortness of breath. So I called the respiratory clinic and had them come pick me up, and I spent another 7 or 8 days there. I never had the loss of taste, loss of smell, the coughing. I didn't have any of that. The only thing I could say after leaving the hospital, I think maybe 2 or 3 days after, I was having headaches, which I found were a little uncommon. It was like a headache that just wouldn't go away. But now I think I'm okay. I'm sure everybody wants to get back to fetting and enjoying themselves and whatever. But I mean, we have to remember that we have to stay safe. You know, people are planning parties, weddings, whatever, and they have to keep in mind that is, you know, if whatever mandate there is at the time, if it's 10 people, 25, whatever, you have to stick to it, you know? And a lot of these gatherings that we've been seeing, a lot of the people I've seen in the videos don't even have masks on or anything. And my question is, where are the wardens and the police? They should, because people have been posting stuff on social media, so it gets out, you know? And I mean, I believe that the police and the wardens should try to act quickly on these things.
You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Still to come, Pastor Ben says St. Lucia is in crisis and in need of prayer. And displaced tourism workers speak about the challenges of being out of work.